Ally here from the garden. Welcome to Next Chapter Homestead if you haven't been here before, and welcome back if you have. So today I'm in the garden, but I'm tackling a slightly different area. So a lot of the time you see this view with the chicken coop behind me. But if we pivot slightly, we have another area where we have a pillar in the ground, well, in a container, and we have an archway over here. I don't actually know if you can see that. Let me turn you around. Okay, so I'm currently standing in the far corner of the concreted area in my garden. And I just wanted to show you the view from where I am so you have a little bit more perspective. So over here I've got 3 containers against the wall with a couple lining it here and a few over here where you've seen things before. Like our paprika was growing here, and we've got lettuce and mustard greens that we planted out together, and this is our bean that we have growing up the shade netting structure. So this I would like to clean up today. I know this pot has chamomile in it, but it's now died back, so I'm just going to come and chop that off, pull out these clovers, and I might plant something pretty in there, potentially a marigold from out of the garden, because I do need to clear up the flower section there. Unfortunately, we lost the onions that were in this far end of the container because we have a cat who likes to try and poop in our containers. It's a real struggle. Bear that in mind if you want to start a container garden. I think my main focus today is going to be on this general area here of the garden. This is the archway that Duncan built me in my very first year of gardening. I've always envisioned having this archway covered in green growth, and the only time that was ever successful was when I'd planted sweet peas on it. And they're not the most practical things to grow on archways because I'm short, so I can't even pick the flowers then. But I liked the way that it looked. I'm gonna go for it again. So if I stand here, you may get a better view. That's the container I'm removing with the marigold in it, and this is the container that I'm going to then replace this with. The area of soil below this container we think has got a shallow concrete bed. There might have been a lip that they created when they poured this flooring. We're not 100% sure, but either way, nothing grows in that very corner of soil. So we now just put the container in the garden, and it helps us with giving us a bit more of that space back. So I'm planning on planting this entire container here with peas, sweet peas, and I'll put it on the inside and then encourage them to grow up the archway. But because I'm going to encourage them to grow up the archway, it means I have to address my lights issue. So currently I have 2 strings of solar lights that come on when it's dark, and I've put the solar panels facing up, and then this feeds the one side and that one over there feeds this side of the arch. This side of lights is actually still working, so I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to remove these lights and then replace them with a new working string so that I can have my archway back. Okay, I had to stop and show you this. Look at that. Gross, man. How do I get rid of that? I mean, I know where they're ending up. The chickens are going to love them. Protein. But I have to catch those things. That should be fun. That container has mint in it. I can just move that out the way. I think my plan is to go in with the plastic pot and the spade and scoop them into there and just chuck them into the chicken coop as fast as I possibly can. And then may the odds be ever in the cricket's favour. They're pocked on prawns. They're like the armored vehicle of crickets. I'm strong. I am brave. And I am bigger. Not faster. Just I'm not brave. Now I don't know that they're bad for the garden. They're just not good for my heart health. I don't know where that thing has gone. Out of sight, out of mind. Oh. Okay, game's over. Spider. You don't mess with spiders. Okay, so spider's still there. Part-time prawn is still over here. I think his friend is under the pot over there. But I need to get this work done, so as long as they mind their business, I will mind my own. So first things first, I'm actually just going to cut this entire mint plant all the way back. I don't think I'll be able to use all of it, but I might save some of it for in some water as a flavouring, but nothing really. We don't really use mints on the regular. What I'm doing is I'm just taking the mint cutters and cutting the stalks at the bottom that are attached. I'm not doing this with any sort of finesse or skill. I'm literally just taking off as much as I can. Right, so as you can see, there are still leaves on here, but the soil level is very low in this container. So as you can see, that's where the soil meets the container. It's almost, I'd say, a little bit over halfway. Let's backfill this one and put it back so I don't have to deal with the part-time prawn or the spider. The container that I've just planted out with the mint, you saw how I trimmed it back, and then I've just taken the compost from this container here and I have covered, or at least backfilled, this container with soil. Now it does seem a little bit harsh. As you can see, there's only a couple of little planty pieces sticking out, and in all honesty that will be fine. Mint is a prolific grower, and sometimes you've just got to take a bit of a more harsh approach to the garden. It's gotten a hard prune and it will bounce back, but when it bounces back it'll be healthier, because now I know it's got some extra nutrients in the soil and I'm feeding this plant, so while it feeds me, I can at least give it a meal of its own. This is the space that we are currently dealing with, and I'm going to put this pink container along this portion of the arch here. And we're going to try and encourage some sweet peas to grow up the arch on the outside. So I'm going to start by taking down what's left of my cucumber plants and removing the fairy lights. Alright, so this is where I was working. It's in the sun, it's too hot, I'm dying. I have to take down this bean plant because I would like to plant out this container with something. This should be a fairly quick job, so I'm going to start with this one. Let's plant out some seeds here. I have a little zucchini. It's out of season. It probably shouldn't make it, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to plant the zucchini here with the intention of helping it attach itself vertically as it grows up against the pillar. I'm then also going to plant around the center of this pot some sweet pea seeds. These are climber sweet peas, so they should latch on and climb up and over. And a pillar of sweet peas sounds amazing to me, so I'm definitely going to give this a shot. And then just for the sake of overplanting and chaos, I'm going to sprinkle 2 or 3 catnip seeds in, as well as some giant pansies. And whatever takes off, and hopefully this will just be flowers. Hopefully this will be something pretty to look at in a couple of months' time. Who knows? Hey guys, so we've just finished with the pillar and moving on to this area over here where we're going to plant up some more sweet peas. So I've actually got sweet pea seeds. I showed these to you in the seed starting video. These are sweet peas that I was gifted by a friend, so we're going to give them a shot. They say that we should be planting them now in autumn. Okay, according to the seed pack, the seeds need to be planted 2 centimeters deep and 5 centimeters apart. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also sprinkling 1 or 2 basil seeds. Right, so I planted all the peas out into this container here, and I put some basil seeds in, and now hopefully they'll grow and we can train them to climb this fence. So at the end of the day, this is how the garden is looking. And I just want to say thanks for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed yourself in the garden. I know I enjoyed myself. And I got a fair amount done, even though it doesn't seem that way. But hopefully we'll see you on the next video. Have a fantastic evening, guys. Bye.